I'm Jack Toma, and this will be the first video of my new review channel. And you might not recognize his face, but this is CLE Geek, who was formerly known as Production Trinity, but changed it. Yep. His real name is DeAndre Patrick.
Yep.
And obviously you know my name, because I just said it. So we're going to be talking about the latest comic book movie that has come out lately, which is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So what did you think of it, DeAndre?
I liked it, but I have to say this. I understand why it got all those terrible reviews, because it was very controversial and probably extremely confusing to a regular moviegoer. I
didn't think it deserved that bad of reviews. Like, it got worse reviews than Man of Steel.
It got like 39?
No, it got like 30%.
Oh, man.
Man of Steel got like 55. The Phantom Menace had a higher score than Batman v Superman.
I hate the Phantom Menace.
Now, the Phantom Menace got a better score than Man of Steel. Now, Phantom Menace is laughing at Batman v Superman. It's just too much. I understand if you didn't like the movie. It has a bunch of problems. I liked the movie. I enjoyed watching it. It was entertaining. It had many very severe flaws to it, but it was not 30% bad, I don't think.
Yeah. Alright, so, just to begin this video.
You got a cell phone and everything.
I have the cell
all
phone,
official.
Yes. So, I was worried going into this movie, because I thought it was doomed with Spider-Man 3 and X-Men Last Stand syndrome, which is too many characters.
Yeah.
But it surprisingly handled it very well.
Yeah. Even though the pacing and editing was probably the biggest problem with the movie.
Yeah, I thought the transition, like, between the second and third act was really rushed. Like, they were just fighting, and then immediately Doomsday comes in, and it just didn't feel right.
Well, there was like a half an hour that's going to be added in this R-rated cut, which was... We already seen a deleted scene that was probably in the cut that kind of tied some things together. So maybe there's just a bunch of scenes that got cut out that tied a lot of the plot together, and they just had to cut it out for time. Which is unfortunate for any movie that has to cut out a good chunk of... that makes the movie work, just because they need to make it short enough to have all those viewings, because this movie needs to, obviously, a moneymaker blockbuster. So should we talk about, of course, the title characters, Batman and Superman? I really like Henry Cavill as Superman. I'm not sure if he's really Christopher Reeve good, but he is a very good-looking Superman. He acts like a great Superman, and I think he was a pretty good choice.
There's not really much to say about Henry because it doesn't. I don't know. The script doesn't really give him much to do other than just be super. He's really a plot device. Honestly.
He really feels like he is Superman, but there's not much stuff they make him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish they did give him more to do. Like, even in in Man of Steel, a movie people really dislike, but we both really like. At least I really like it. I know you like it.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not a huge fan, but I do like the movie.
But even people who did not like the movie think that Henry Cavill was a good Superman. They just don't feel like he was given enough to do. But he is still a very good Superman, and I think he fit the character very nicely.
Alright, Batman. Oh, wait. Spoilers, for God's sake. That's the key point. Alright.
Thank you, DeAndre.
Yes, I had to say. Spoilers, before we spoil stuff.
Okay, Batman, I think, was done very well in this movie. All the people say, oh, Ben Affleck, he's gonna suck. Just because he wasn't good in his early days when he was playing Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was early Ben Affleck. Now he's all experienced in the filmmaking experience. And that is, like, with being a big known director of directing all these really well-received movies critically and by audiences. But people were still concerned about him because, although he is known for being a good director, because of these past movies, people worry if he's going to be a good enough actor. And he captures Batman very well. I think he's one of the best Batmans we've ever had.
Yeah, he's great.
The costume was great. It wasn't black armor. It was they actually gave him the black and gray color scheme and made it like cloth and fabrics and stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah, but the main issue that everybody has with this Batman is that he kills people.
Yeah, that's something I take issue with. Like, what was Zack Snyder thinking?
Because it looks cool.
He can have Batman take criminals down without killing them. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I can justify how Superman broke Zod's neck, because he was doing to save a family. But Batman's just killing people. In fact, Superman kind of just killed someone in this movie. He grabs that African guy and, like, drags him through, like, 3 walls.
Yeah, he's dead.
Unlike The Incredibles, where, like, the boss gets thrown through, like, 5 things and survives, we know this guy died.
Yeah. If they explained why Batman kills, or at least said that he used to not kill, it would have been better.
And it comes up with a big plot hole. Why is the Joker still alive? If he kills...
Why are any of the villains still alive?
Like, if he just kills random thugs, why is this evil, insane criminal who literally kills hundreds practically every time he escapes, why is he still alive if Batman doesn't kill?
Yeah.
If Batman does kills.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Alright, so Batman v Superman. That is the title of the movie. So what did you think of the fight?
I thought it was very cool and very epic, but too short.
Yeah, it was only like 8 minutes long.
Hopefully there's more in the extended version.
And hopefully it's more brutal, because we saw Batman's pretty brutal in the later fights.
Yeah, well, he was pretty brutal. He was about to stab Superman.
Yeah, with the spear, like, right there.
Once again, he is going to destroy Superman because there is a chance he might turn evil and attack them, even though Alfred is saying, he is not our enemy, which I actually did buy the reason why he wanted to attack Superman. I'm just not on board of him killing him. Yeah. It would have been more clever if they had made it where he just defeats Superman just to show him that he's not invincible and that he could take him down if he ever turned. But no, it's just, I have to destroy him. Mm.
So, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. What do you think of the cameos and other things?
I liked it for the most part, even though I feel I rather had that stuff been cut out for the more of the personal character moments for motivation and making the plot more coherent than worrying about setting up Justice League.
Yeah, I thought that the Batman versus Superman part, like that part of the movie, was way more interesting than the Dawn of Justice. I didn't really care about all the other things.
I really got into Bat and Superman, wondering if he can really be the Superman and his journey. That was interesting, and seeing Batman's motivation and how he believes he has to defeat Superman was very interesting. And the fight was very cool, even if it was short, where like Superman is like pushes him through a building, but just have Batman shoot him with a kryptonite gas, like, and then he's like wailing on him, but then it covers and and then Superman starts beating up Batman.
Yeah.
Even though we technically don't know if Batman really would have won without the kryptonite.
Yeah. But that's just his resources.
Well, yeah, but most of the fight in The Dark Knight Returns, he didn't use kryptonite until the end. So it felt more like an actual battle between them.
I, like many other people, thought that most of the cameos and stuff, that could have been in the end credit scene.
I liked the little email thing just with like footage of the different Justice Leaguers.
I didn't. I thought it could have been after credits. It would have flown much better.
Well, how are they just going to show like all 3 of them?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even that long. It felt a little shoehorned in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, what did you think of them, like, no matter how you place them, what did you think of them individually? Like, the Flash, I liked. That was cool. Just seeing him casually stop a robber, like, at a store.
What about his other cameo?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like, at first, I kind of understand it's kind of like setting up how it's kind of both alluding to this future where Superman turns evil and kind of helps the motivation of Batman, why he wants to take down Superman, including these hallucinations. Like, I like the desert one where he was fighting them and the parademons of Apocalypse come, which you probably won't know if you aren't into comic books that much, but to explain, there's this planet called Apocalypse, which is very hellish looking, where there's a giant leader called Darkseid who's like all powerful and is constantly taking over other planets.
And that scene must have been really, really, really confusing to someone who didn't know. Which is another issue that this movie has too much stuff that non-comic book fans won't know.
I guess it's just trying to allude to the later. So you have to watch Justice League to figure this stuff out. Also, what was the point of the hallucination with him going to his mother's grave and the bat monster attacking him? That didn't help with... The other ones kind of helped with alluding to Darkseid and also alluding to why... helping the motivation of why he's going to attack Superman, but... that one was just kind of pointless. I don't know why it was there.
When the Flash came in from his little, time portal thing, and after he showed... like basically the future with Darkseid and all that. He said Lois is the key, and he said you're right about him. Obviously, alluding to Superman.
I think it was that someone caused Lois's death. Probably Batman made Superman go nuts. Right. That's why he joined Darkseid.
Right, which
is
really awesome.
Good foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Even though you wouldn't know it was the Flash because of his costume, because it doesn't look like the Flash's costume.
Pretty bright red.
It was supposed to be futuristic.
Okay.
But he had all this armor on, so it's kind of hard to tell.
That's true.
But this is in the same universe where Batman's wearing the goggles and the overcoat. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about some of the other characters.
Wonder Woman was awesome. I really liked Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was not overused. I don't think she was underused either. They kind of alluded to her being Wonder Woman throughout the movie. And then I liked how they had that photo of her from World War II and kind of which kind of helps get you interested in her movie coming up in next June, which looks very good, especially since it's a period piece. And they actually made it World War I, not World War II, because I know World War II is a very interesting time, but it's used in every time they want to make a war movie. It's World War II, basically, or a modern day one. So I'm not glad that they're using World War I for this, especially since Captain America already used World War II.
Mm. Okay. I have two last things I really want to get off. It's Lex Luthor. Did you like him?
I liked him in majority, because I thought most of the time, he was a very intimidating, creepy villain that you could always tell he was off his knocker, and and you could understand his ideals, and other times he just goes way too over the top.
Yeah, he was really over the top. I liked him. I'm not mad he was insane, more insane than usual Lex Luthor, because it seemed it's a new version of the character. It's not they can do whatever they want with it.
You told me that he looked more insane than Jared Leto's Joker.
Well, sometimes Jared Leto's Joker looks more in control than him. He was
it's not like he's torturing Harley Quinn in the scene or lying around a big thing of weapons.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is obviously the ending.
Okay, so Doomsday, whose design isn't the best, but I did it. I
didn't
really got used to it
at all.
Good for you, DeAndre. And this starts with this pretty cool fight with Superman, and Wonder Woman shows up, and she looks great in her costume.
And then Superman dies.
Trying to build up.
He gets stabbed.
Hey, then it's not like this.
Oh look, I've been impaled. I had to make a Frozen reference. Okay, anyway, yeah, he dies.
Well, yeah. I'm kind of not sure how to feel about this. I was definitely sad that he died, but kind of in the same way I was sad when Quicksilver's died, that I'm more sad that, then they're going to have to figure out how they won't be able to use him in later movies, or they're going to have to spend a good amount of time showing him coming back, like in Justice League. This is my theory on how they're going to have him come back. Darkseid's going to bring him back to life as a soldier, and then the Justice League's going to knock him out, and he's going to come back and help him. Which is my theory, because Darkseid would have the technology to bring him back.
Well, as I've told you before in our other conversation about this, I didn't really feel sad when he died. I felt sad like during the funerals and stuff. Like the double funerals looked great. As the rest of the movie looked wonderful.
I still didn't like how they said on the newspaper Superman is dead. They could have said death of Superman, referencing the comic where Doomsday killed him. It would have been great.
But as I was saying, I didn't really feel that bad when he died. It was just more after he died, seeing the other people react to it. But it was weird. Like I told you, the people in my theater were laughing as he was dead.
People in the really theater are terrible.
They're laughing like he just got stabbed. And
I was
like,
I was very sad when he died, and then especially like them carrying his body.
Mm-hmm.
That was so sad, and they laughed.
Yeah.
Like I thought my theater was terrible in Age of Ultron when like Ultron comes out in his like first body and he's all creepy looking, and they laughed when he came out. It's like
really?
What the heck? It's like I thought, okay, this my audience is not that great, and then they laughed when he died. That is probably the worst audience I've ever heard of. And I've been in a theater where a guy's phone rang and he answered it in the theater.
Ugh. Well,
that bad. But the fight. What did you think of the fight with Doomsday? It's pretty cool.
Play a video game. Really CGI looking.
I thought you told me that you liked the visuals.
I did. I'm just saying it was obviously CGI. It was kind of, I mean, it was like fun, like seeing it.
It was cool seeing Wonder Woman with her sword, like cutting up Doomsday.
Yeah.
She really did great in the action department.
Mm.
Let's talk about a problem we had with Lois Lane.
Oh yeah, she was annoying. Like she didn't even need to be.
She wasn't annoying character-wise.
No, her placement in the movie.
She was a fine character, and I liked how she was digging up stuff on LexCorp and how they were trying to make Superman look guilty. And I was fine with her getting the first couple times she needed to be saved. But when the fight with Doomsday, where it made Superman go and need to help her, that's when it started to bug me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the action scenes with Batman, because those were great.
Yeah. Batman was epic.
Like the scene in the Batmobile, like they even have stuff.
Killed everybody. Yep.
Okay, we already addressed that. Let's just talk about how cool it was, where he's like grabbing cards and flipping. And the guys in the truck did not die. He knocked off their roof.
Okay, but everybody else died. Like the cars blew up with people in them. They're dead.
Yeah, but I guess those weren't as obvious to me. They were kind of like applied deaths, kind of like Batman blowing up a whole fortress of ninjas.
Yeah.
You're kind of just supposed to, those didn't die. Just like I didn't assume that in the Batman thing. And of course it was fine in the hallucination, him killing people, because that was like this war kind of thing.
Unless it was the future. Like the Flash showing him the future.
Yeah, but you see Batman would probably have to get rid of his rules then.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, he's killing people with guns and everything, but this is the future where it's like a dystopia, so it's fine with him killing people off. But then he does with this really cool fight where he attacking all these guards, and
they looked really
probably one of the best Batman fights we've seen because of how mobile the armor was.
Yeah, it looked very Arkham-esque.
Even in the Christopher Nolan movies, Batman always seemed kind of restrained on how he moved. This one seemed very epic, like he was moving. It was like this powerhouse of beating people up, and so what did you think of why Superman decided to fight Batman? Seems
kind of stereotypical.
Even though it was kind of something Lex Luthor would do, it's nice that he was easily able to find out Superman's identity because of how easy it is. Like, obviously the general public doesn't know who he is, but it's nice to know these people.
If you're looking...
Like Lois Lane, Batman, Lex Luthor are all smart enough people that they were able to figure out who he was.
Yeah. So
it's nice to know. And you know Lex would do something like that, and Superman would care enough about his mother to do something like fight Batman.
Yeah.
But the main problem with this movie, it's just not paced well. Like the others are just
kind of
everything else is just kind of small nitpicks. If they had if they had scenes small scenes pushing everything together more closely.
Just like other people said, it's just kind of a mess.
Like there was this scene with Lex Luthor where you see after the Superman's killed, all these guards are coming to arrest him, and you see him communicating with this apocalyptic character. It doesn't look like Darkseid, but he's that's how that explains how in prison he knew about Darkseid. So how did you know about that? It's like, oh, now you know. There's probably... So I'm just assuming there were a ton of scenes explaining stuff and making it feel more coherent that are probably going to be in the 3-hour version.
Yeah.
And so... But the sad thing, Zack Snyder wanted to release the 3-hour one because it was the better film, but the studio said, you can't release a 3-hour movie.
Well,
we need to have more ticket sales. And
they did make a lot of money.
It's the biggest superhero opening of all time.
Well, worldwide opening.
Worldwide, yeah.
So, out of 10, what did you give it?
7.
Same.
It was a very enjoyable movie. I very much liked it. I don't think it deserves as bad of reviews as it's getting, but I'm fine. But I think I understand people disliking it. Mm-hmm. It's a very flawed movie, but I liked it.
Okay.
So that's my first review of Batman v Superman. A pretty good movie to start out with. I'm going to make... Please check out DeAndre's channel, CLE Geek. Mm-hmm. We actually made a couple videos. This is not my first YouTube appearance. You can see I've done reviews with the Wolverine, X-Men Days of Future Past, a commentary for the X-Men movies. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of X-Men. And we ranked the Spider-Man, X-Men, and MCU movies. So you can check all that out and check out some of his other reviews of action figures and stuff. Till then, let's wait till the next movie I review.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.